Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Real Talk Bougie. I have a update for you guys regarding the death and disappearance of Nnaki Pratt. He was one of a set of twins who was reported missing in a whole convoluted story told by his dad that he was robbed and someone stole the male twin, and it turned out to be a tragic story. Well, they are in court today for their first appearance in Clayton County, Georgia. Let's get into it, guys. Let's hear what the judge has to say. Make sure if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to this channel for updates like this and set your notifications so you can always be notified when I go live and post a update video or do community posts. Let's get into it.
All right. And are you Nicolette Pratt? Okay. So, Ms. Pratt, you have three charges here today. The first charge is warrant 2025 CW 57202, false statements or writings, in that you are alleged to have knowingly and willfully falsified, concealed, or covered up by any trick, scheme, or device a material fact. I am denying bond on that charge today. You're also charged with party to a crime in that you are alleged to have intentionally aided or abetted in the commission of concealing the death and whereabouts of the victim, Nnaki Pratt. I have denied bond on that charge this morning. You are lastly charged with a misdemeanor of obstruction of an officer. I am going to assign a bond on that misdemeanor of $5,000, but no bond on the other two charges. Your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for November the 12th at 8:30 a.m. And give me just a moment here. And I am going to assign a court-appointed counsel to your case, and that will take care of everything today. Thank you. And deputies, I'll take Antonio Pierce next. Okay. And are you Antonio Pierce? Okay. All right. So, Mr. Pierce, you have 7 charges before me this morning. The first charge is murder with malice. That is warrant 2025 CW 57195. It is alleged that you knowingly and intentionally, with malice, killed your 6-month-old son, Nnaki Pratt. There's no bond on that charge. Only a superior court can set a bond on that type of charge this morning. Your next charge is aggravated battery. It is alleged that you maliciously caused bodily harm to the person of Nnaki Pratt by causing bodily harm to his head. I've denied bond on that charge. That is warrant 57197. Warrant 57198, aggravated assault with the intent to murder. It is alleged that you did assault upon the person of Nnaki Pratt with the intent to murder, causing substantial injury to his head. I've denied bond on that charge this morning. Warrant 57199, felony tampering with evidence. It is alleged that you knowingly and intentionally tampered with evidence by asking a witness to hide a book bag containing drugs and a handgun, and by taking the missing child's body and attempting to hide it along a fence line. I've denied bond on that charge this morning. Warrant 57200 is concealing the death of another. It is alleged that you knowingly and intentionally did conceal the death of Nnaki Pratt. I've denied bond on that charge. The last charge here is a misdemeanor, that is false report of a crime. It is alleged that you willfully and knowingly filed or caused a false report to be provided to law enforcement. I will place a bond of $10,000 on that misdemeanor, but no bond on the other charges. Your preliminary hearing is going to be scheduled for November the 10th at 8:30 a.m. It's my understanding that your other charges are already scheduled for that date. And I am going to assign a court-appointed attorney to your case, and that will take care of everything for us this morning. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Typically,
All right,
with
and I think
these
that takes
type of hearings,
both cases that we had media requests on. So if the folks from the media, thank you guys very much for joining us. You all can log off now.
okay, so typically these type of hearings, the defendant is going to stand mute, and as they may or may not have a lawyer there. This is probably the prosecutor sitting right there. Mrs. Pratt, Nicolette, she had much attitude. I mean, maybe she's in shock. I don't know. I don't know what she's going through at this moment, being a mother and the father of your child, or you and the father of your child were just busted for killing one of your babies. Like, I can't even imagine what this encompasses, to be quite honest. But she is giving a little bit of why am I here? And maybe that's the case. So she'll have her opportunity to have her day in court and say her piece and explain what happened to her child, what happened to the Nnaki Pratt, what happened to the other twin, because one twin is fine and the other twin is deceased. So anyway, the surviving twin is in custody of DFS or DCFS, or yes, DCFS, pardon me. And they're in custody. They're basically both remanded in custody. And they have court dates coming up. And yeah, do you see how she just kind of turned away? A mess. So, and then here is her husband. And anyway, let's get into this news report real quick, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. We did see a report the other day where they were talking about there was a neighbor whom Mr. Pratt handed a bag to, and he said it had drugs in it, and he called the police because clearly he didn't want any parts of it. Let's get into two quick updates, and then I'm going to let you guys go.
That has rocked the Clayton County community to its core. Right now, the parents of a 6-month-old baby are facing charges in their own child's death. I'm Brooks Baptiste.
And I'm Syria Sandlin. Atlanta News First Don Shipman is live with the First Alert breaking news tracker outside the Clayton County Jail. Don, you've been going over both of the parents' arrest warrants.
A long list of charges for both of them facing charges, both of them right now inside the Clayton County Jail. Let's start with the father right here, and this is what we learned by reading through that arrest warrant, and this is what we've learned. So he's charged with murder. Clayton County police allege that Antonio Pierce killed his 6-month-old son, Nnaki Pratt, and tried to cover up the brutal crime by saying that he was robbed and the baby was kidnapped. Police had said from the start that Pierce's story just didn't add up. He was first arrested on making false statements and then hit with that new charge, including malice murder. The baby's mother, Nicolette Pratt, is now under arrest too. She's charged with party to a crime and making false statements, among others. Authorities say that she intentionally tried to mislead police and conceal her baby boy's death. Nnakai's body was found Tuesday in a trash bag in the woods behind a Riverdale apartment complex. Police say that he had a head injury. People who live there, they're still trying to make sense of this crime.
I'm heartbroken. You know, these little ones, they just, the families that live here, they do love their kids. This is a very family-oriented place, but the kids, this is going to hurt the community really, really bad.
And we've learned that Nnakai's twin sister is now in the custody of Georgia's Division of Family and Children's Services. We're live here in Clayton County. Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.
The parents of 6-month-old Nnaki Pratt are expected to both face charges and be in front of a judge this morning, just days after the infant was found dead in a backyard in a wooded area following a 3-day search. 11 Alive Stephanie Chaynock has been following this story for several days now. She is live this morning from the Clayton County Courthouse. So, Steph, we know police are also expected to share some new details about the investigation because there are still so many questions. Good morning.
Good morning, Jonathan. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. Clayton County Police says they will be answering limited questions during a press conference at 11 a.m. this morning. And that's actually the same time that both the parents of 6-month-old Nnaki Pratt are expected in the courthouse behind me this morning. The baby's father, we know 38-year-old Antonio Pierce, is facing charges including malice murder, cruelty to children, and multiple other felonies. His bond was denied Wednesday on separate, unrelated charges. And now the mother, Nnaki Pratt, arrested Wednesday. She's charged with obstruction, making false statements, and being a party to a crime. Today marks her first court appearance. Right now, a small memorial, a cross, and we also saw some stuffed animals now sitting behind a home on Green Valley Road in Riverdale, where authorities found baby Nnakai's body on Tuesday. That location is nearby the apartment complex where Nnakai's father lives and where the baby was first reported missing on Sunday. The couple also has another child, a baby girl that is actually Nnakai's twin sister. We're still waiting for the autopsy reports right now, Jonathan, as to what was the official cause of baby Nnaki, but maybe that is one of the details we could possibly learn today at the police's press conference at 11 a.m.
Yeah, we're hoping to learn more. So, Steph, there's still a lot to sort out. So we've been hearing that the parents were not currently together, or they're not currently together, but there are also some details that they may have been together in some capacity when the baby disappeared. What are you learning about that?
Yeah, so that was one of the first questions we asked was, are these parents in a relationship? We were told they are not, but we know that there's still some other details we're hoping to get confirmed. We know that the original story that Pierce shared with police was that the mother of his child, Nicolette, and Nnakai's twin sister were there in his story when he said he was robbed by drug dealers. One of Pierce's charges, though, we know is making a false statement to police. And so there's just overall clarity that's needed. Hopefully we get that on exactly what happened and also the timeline of how everything came out, Jonathan.
All right, Steph, we know you've been following it for days and you will continue to. Thanks so much.
Okay, y'all, we are going to turn to the Clayton County Police Department. They actually just did a press conference detailing some of the narrative and the circumstances revolving around the arrest of Nnaki Pratt and Antonio Pierce, who are the parents of Nnaki Pratt, who is deceased, and his twin is now in protective custody. Let's get into it.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good morning. Welcome to the Clayton County Police Department. On behalf of Chief Kevin Roberts, I would like to thank each and every one of you for your interest in this case. I am standing here with our Madam Chairwoman, Dr. Nnaki Anderson Henry, and she has a few words to say before we get started. All right.
Good morning, everyone. I am Chairwoman, the Clayton County Chairwoman, Dr. Nnaki Anderson Henry, and I stand here in support of our county's citizens, the law enforcement community, and most of all, baby Nnaki Pratt. As a community, we prayed for a better outcome to this incident. Unfortunately, the outcome we so desperately wanted did not come to fruition. Throughout the case, I have stayed in close communication with Chief Kevin Roberts, and he assured me that a thorough investigation was being conducted and the police department was utilizing any and all available resources they could muster to find baby Nnaki. In addition, I personally made a plea to bring baby Nnaki home and to make sure that anyone connected to his disappearance is brought to justice and was brought to justice. So at this moment, I stand with the Clayton County Police Department in support of justice today. Next, you will hear from Major Francisco Romero, representing the Clayton County Police Department. Thank you.
All right, without going into specifics on the case, I want to first start out by giving thanks to our partners that assisted us on this very important case that we worked. We want to express our gratitude to all the agencies that assisted, namely the K-9 teams from Georgia Piedmont Regional Search and Rescue, Fayette County's Sheriff's Office K-9 unit, the Spalding County Land, Air, and Water Search Team, Special Agent in Charge, Paul Brown and his team with the Violent Crimes Against Children's unit, and also their CAST team, Cellular Analysts Survey Team. Their partnership and dedication throughout this investigation was invaluable. It greatly advanced us towards our goal of finding the culprit who committed the act. I would be remiss if I did not thank our fellow public safety agencies, namely the Clayton County Sheriff's Office and Clayton County Fire Emergency Services. And more importantly, I want to thank the citizens of Clayton County. When this case at the onset sounded as though we would need support in solving it, we got that support, and we got it from the citizens of Clayton County. They were very involved, they were very interested, and they gave us extreme cooperation, and we're thankful to them for that. Please understand that we are still investigating aspects of this case, so we are limited in what we can share. However, Detective Reynolds, or I will answer any questions that we can without compromising said case. So without further ado, I want to introduce Detective Reynolds, who is the lead investigator on this case. Detective Reynolds.
Thank you, Major. Good morning. On October 12, 2025, at approximately 8:18 a.m., Clayton County police officers responded to 100 Valley Hill Road in Riverdale in reference to a reported robbery and kidnapping. When officers arrived, they spoke with Antonio Pierce, who reported that he had been robbed at gunpoint and that as suspects fled, they took his 6-month-old child, Nnaki Pratt, from his car seat and left in an unknown direction. As detectives began investigating, inconsistencies with Mr. Pierce's account quickly emerged. Based on evidence gathered, investigators determined that foul play was involved and identified Antonio Pierce as a suspect in the disappearance of his son. On the day of the initial report, bloodhounds from Fayette County Sheriff's Office and cadaver dogs from Georgia Piedmont Region K-9 Search and Rescue were brought in to search the property and surrounding areas. Those searches lasted several hours but revealed no significant findings. Multiple search warrants were then executed at locations connected to Mr. Pierce, which also yielded no evidence of the child's whereabouts. Detectives continued their efforts into the following day, canvassing the community, collecting surveillance footage, and following every lead. Spalding County Land, Air, and Water Search also volunteered a cadaver dog to assist in the ongoing search for Nnaki. On October 14th, as the search continued, detectives focused their attention on the yards of homes near the edges of the apartment complex at 100 Valley Hill Road. During that search, the body of an infant was discovered in the backyard of a home on Green Valley Road. The infant was later positively identified as 6-month-old Nnaki Pratt. Antonio Pierce now faces multiple charges, including malice murder, cruelty to children in the first degree, aggravated battery, aggravated assault, tampering with evidence, concealing the death of another person, unlawful disposal of a human body, false statements, and false report of a crime. Following further investigation, Nnakai's mother, Nnaki Pratt, was also arrested and charged with obstruction of an officer, false statements, and party to a crime. Nnakai's twin sister has been placed in the custody of the Department of Family and Children Services as the investigation continues. While the outcome of this search is not the one any of us hope for, our department remains fully committed to seeking justice in baby Nnakai's name. Thank you.
At this moment, we'll open up to any questions you may have.
Have you guys determined a motive?
This is an ongoing investigation, so there are some details we are not going to release right now.
Can you tell us how he died?
The cause of death, according to the autopsy, was blunt force trauma.
What
Was that
led,
to the head?
To the head, yes.
what led you guys to that location? Can you walk me through how the child was found?
I'm not going to go into too many details, but the call was out to 100 Valley Hill Road. Witness statements and all of our investigation led us to that area.
Do you guys believe right now that Nnaki was killed the day that the 911 call was made, or that he had been dead before his father called 911 initially?
Those are details I cannot release right now.
Has he confessed?
Those are details I cannot release right now.
Can you tell a little bit about how the mom was involved?
Early on in the investigation, we were confident that Antonia was involved. As the investigation continued, more evidence came up to let us know that she was involved, but details as far I cannot release.
Can you tell us if the body was there from the get-go or if it had been placed there? Because we saw the canines out. I mean, they were only a quarter mile away. So would they have picked him up if he had been there, or was he moved to be put there?
Those are details I can't release right now.
Are you guys able to talk about, I know in the initial first 2 days of the search, we saw your teams focusing on the opposite side of the apartment complex from where Nnaki was ultimately found. Can you talk about what eventually led you guys to search the yards of the homes?
Witness statements, digital forensics on Antonio's phone led us to that side.
What was it about his initial narrative of what happened to the baby that made you guys suspicious?
He had inconsistent statements. He was caught in a lot of lies throughout his interview process.
Do we think the baby was malnutrition? I mean, we were looking at the release that he was 11 pounds, and we Googled and looked up how much a baby should be at that weight. It's almost 18 pounds at 6 months old. Do we think that he was malnutrition, not taken care of?
Those are details I can't release right now.
Can you guys talk about how he was found? Was he, in something, when your officer discovered him?
He was found discarded in a trash bag.
Thank you, Detective Reynolds. Need to step in here because obviously, as Detective Reynolds said, this is an ongoing investigation. We certainly don't want to do anything to compromise it. We want to give you as much as we can, and there will be more information to come as we are feeling comfortable enough to release it. But we want to make sure that we don't compromise this very important case.
Your officers who were on the scene who found that baby's body?
It's tough. It's tough. They're not robots. They're people. They're brothers, their sisters, their mothers, their daughters and sons and fathers. They felt this case just like the community did. I think that's the one unifying thing about this unfortunate tragedy is that our community came together to help us. We felt that they were hurting, and we ourselves was hurting. My detectives are some of the hardest working people in the entire state, and they are fiercely committed to bringing justice to baby Pratt. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming out. We greatly appreciate it, and safe travels going home. Go back to CID. Thank y'all very much.
So I'm sure this is very difficult for all of the people involved. I'm sure this type of, law enforcement as a whole, they deal with and see a lot. This is the death of a 6-month-old. This is horrible. And I know it's not easy for all that are involved who are having to investigate this case and try to wrap their heads around what the heck is really going on here. But that being said, let me move over here. Hopefully this is the article I wanted to run by you guys real quick. Okay, here we go. I found the article I wanted to talk to you guys about really quick. Let's take a look at it. Okay, let's take a look at this. Parents denied bond in 6-month-old baby killing cause of death revealed. Clayton County, Georgia. The parents of 6-month-old who went missing. And if you're just coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Lots of information here. I would definitely suggest sliding the bar back to get everything, but we saw a first appearance. We looked at a couple of stories, and we also looked at a news conference. So lots of information here. So if you're coming in at this point, I suggest sliding the bar back so you can get everything. The parents of 6-month-old baby who went missing and was later found dead have been denied bond on most of the charges they're facing. Antonio Pierce, NNAKAI's father, was arrested Sunday on unrelated drug charges, then charged with multiple counts in connection to his son's death, including murder and providing false statements to police. On Friday, judge denied his bond, which you'll see earlier in this broadcast. On Friday, the judge denied his bond for aggravated battery, aggravated assault, tampering with evidence, concealing a death of another charges and other charges he's facing. He was given a $10,000 bond for the false statements charging. Pierce is also facing a murder with malice charge that can only be ruled on by a superior court judge. His preliminary hearing is set for November 10th. Nnaki Pratt, the mother of NNAKAI, was charged with party to a crime, making false statements, obstruction of law enforcement officers, according to the arrest warrant. She was denied bond for all charges except obstruction charge, which is a misdemeanor. She is expected back in court on November 12th. On Friday, Clayton police and NNAKAI died. On Friday, Clayton police said NNAKAI died of blunt force trauma. According to the 112-page arrest warrant for Pierce, police used his phone records to search the Riverdale apartment complex where they discovered baby NNAKAI dead inside a trash bag near a fence that separates the complex and a nearby neighborhood. Police said the baby had suffered a head injury. According to Nicolette's arrest warrant, she told officers that Pierce had previously shaken the baby. Pierce reported NNAKAI missing Sunday, but police said his story and the mother's account did not match. Pierce claimed he was robbed at gunpoint and the robbers took Pratt and escaped in an unknown direction. During the first court hearing, Judge Keisha Wright Hill outlined the charges against Pierce. Pierce's arrest warrant specifically mentions Nicolette, noting that when the detectives interviewed her, she showed an unusual lack of emotion. Nicolette would rock and moan, but no time would she cry tears for her missing child, the warrant states. The arrest warrant for Pierce noted that detectives found inconsistencies in both stories and timelines during the investigation. Clayton police held a news conference Friday, which we just watched, to give the latest update in the case. Earlier in the week, community gathered to honor NNAKAI's memory near the neighborhood where he lived. The tragedy has deeply affected the residents of the Riverdale community. It is a nightmare. Makes you want to hold your kids tighter at night, said Maisha Sykes, a local parent. NNAKAI had a twin sister who now is in the custody of the Georgia Division of Family and Children's Services. The community has now built a small memorial adorned with white crosses, teddy bears, candles in the place of NNAKAI's body, where NNAKAI's body was found. Atlanta News First spoke with Tia Mason, who stopped to decorate the memorial. I'm really trying not to cry because I have 5 kids and I couldn't imagine doing anything to them or letting their father do anything to them. Very sad. Anyway, guys, let me let you go because I have a couple of other stories to catch up on for you guys. So make sure to hit the thumbs up for me, and make sure if you're new here, subscribe to this channel, hit the thumbs up so that when I go live, post another video, do a community post, you will be notified immediately. Thanks for coming through, and I will see you guys next time.